What is up? What is up? Oh, yeah, digging this music. Yeah, looking at the traffic downtown. Woo!
DJ J Cool on the track.
Yeah, bringing the funk, bringing the funk, bringing the funk. Woo!
What's up, Jason?
I've been in some of those cases of hooch. It's on that truck in the bottom right-hand corner already this morning.
Oh, this is when you start the fire, right? Uh-oh.
Yeah, right.
I'm starting right now. Should probably get a starter log.
You know, there's nobody out like there was yesterday morning. I wonder why that is. Maybe yesterday morning was the leftovers from the weekend. Maybe some of the tourists are still hanging around. Maybe.
I do got to say one thing about something here that we're looking at on this screen. That guy's box stacking ability, fantastic.
It is like I'm like, what happens if somebody just knocks those over? And that thing's got to be lowered down, and you know it's going to start shaking. But I trust him.
That's what I'm saying. Like he wouldn't put himself in that position unless he knew.
Right. Every truck is except for Busy Bee down there. Every truck is a lick a drink truck. Anyways, beautiful day. 54, the Nashville area nonprofit serving older adults, is a proud partner with All of Us research program from the National Institutes of Health. Learn how you can help change the future of health by visiting our website at joinallofus.org/50forward. Once again, joinallofus.org/50forward, who brought today's traffic to you. Beautiful, man.
Yes, that was beautiful. That was great.
We live in a beautiful city, you know it?
I know. I really do think so. And it's the brick. I'm a big brick guy.
Big brick guy.
Yeah, don't you think?
Yeah, the old buildings. And, I really like the Bridgestone there.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true. It's good. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, and we spent a day there acting foolish.
Oh, yeah, we did. You know what? We should have brought that video up. Maybe I can effort that one on a little later on. But you know what image I love down here in Nashville?
What's that?
Do you want me to save it, or can I drop it on the people right now?
Go ahead, man. Lay it on them.
All right. Well, good morning, everybody, and it's about to be a great morning. Can we guess who that is? Can we guess who that is?
Can you guess who that is? One guess. It was 1992 or 3. I can't remember. Can't remember if it was before Christmas break or after.
But you know what? You know what's fantastic about this turtleneck picture, number 31, Kevin Byard, great number.
Hey, that's the reason we brought it up. Like, I'm like, are you wearing a turtleneck?
There's some people, most would say that know me pretty well. If I wasn't wearing a turtleneck, they would be like, you're not wearing a turtleneck, because as soon as it drops below 80 degrees,
shoot.
That's all I got.
Man,
all I will have.
It's so funny. It's so funny that what goes around comes around. And what is even funnier than that is like you get to that age and you're like, man, this is old. You're like, and those are coming back in style.
Exactly.
Well, I don't know if they still do it this way, but used to, you did your senior portraits. You got all your outfits and all this and did all these different pics inside. I know a lot of people I see on Facebook, they go out to fields and different
like hay bales and stuff.
No, man, back in my day, you just went, and when you wanted to change scenery, you pulled down the little thing behind you.
Wait, y'all went to school?
Yeah, we went to school. Actually, and didn't get out for anything hardly.
No, my favorite was, and I think this is probably different because you're talking about senior pictures where you like go in and professionally done and all that, right?
Yeah.
The school picture, though, everything was cool up until they hit you with the tilt your head a bit. It's like, why do you want me? Why? I'm cool right here. Just do a tilt.
It's so weird doing the opposite because of the camera. I got used to that. But yeah, I've got some of those. But you get that picture and you're like, man, I'm going to put on my turtleneck and my football jersey, and I will always be cool.
Boom.
Yeah.
With the stash too. I mean, and look at the confidence. They told you to head tilt, and they probably started to say the words, hey, can you head Oh wait, he's got a turtleneck. Don't even mention it.
Yeah, don't even do that. Don't even do that. You can already see some of the receding hairline at that point. To be honest with you, I had, I guess what you would call I'm not trying to be dirty here, but a virgin mustache. I never shaved that mustache until I was 19 years old. It grew.
Is that what that means when you just let it grow wild?
I mean, it had never been. It had
Man, you're getting blown up over there, aren't you?
It never. I meant to turn it off. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. I'm glad.
I meant to. Yeah, I never shaved that off until I joined after the year 1 year after I got out of high school. I decided I was going to join the National Guard. There's some pictures. I got some pictures of that somewhere.
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be great.
I joined the National Guard, and when you go off, I mean, you have to be clean shaven. And so I remember agonizing cutting that for the first time. I had never.
How long did you let it go?
Dude, I got a mustache like in the 7th grade.
And you didn't until after you graduated?
No.
Didn't touch it?
No, never. I trimmed some of the bottom of it so it wouldn't like hang over.
Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha.
But I mean, and it was just as soft. I mean, it was soft as my head. It was soft as my head right now.
Not gonna lie, would like to rub your head.
So, anyway, turtlenecks are back in style.
Right, and it's I don't know if you can see it. You probably cannot. Hold on, I always get so confused whenever
Reebok.
No, it's Upward Basketball.
Oh. Do you still play Upward?
Yes, because they don't keep score. That way they can't cut you.
Still play Upward.
I'm telling you, I ball on those 8-year-olds.
I went to watch an Upward game with somebody in our friend, and man, that just made me nervous just watching. It was like chaos. I guess it's pretty like the little kids, like same thing when they play soccer, man. They're just running around, knocking the ball everywhere. There's no
no structure.
There's no order to it.
I think what? Or go ahead.
You know what today is?
What's today?
Today's Hump Day. Hump Day.
Hump Day.
Do you remember that commercial?
Absolutely. I love that commercial. Oh. I played it one time during the show and got 0 reaction, so I stopped playing that, but I love it. Carl, or what's he say? What's it? Larry.
And so, man, that's an old commercial. And I when I was teaching at school, a former public school teacher here, there were kids would go around doing that in the halls on Wednesday. And there was this crabby teacher that shall remain nameless. He said, I hate it. I wish they'd make that. I'm get so tired of hearing that. I'm like, come on. It's kids are just, man, they could be in the bathroom smoking pot. They're going down the hall. They're going down the hall just doing Hump Day in between classes.
And it'd be like a camel saying shoulder blade day. You know what I'm saying?
I don't. That doesn't make any sense to me, but it was funny.
You know what I mean? Like we say hump day because camels have humps and we have shoulder blades and.
Oh, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, it's just a turtleneck talking, my man.
Yeah. So on Wednesdays, a free shout out I should be getting paid for, because every time I post this on my Facebook, I have people that come and say they took advantage of this. But Wednesday is $5 sushi day at Publix.
Is it really?
$5 sushi day at Publix. I have become a Publix lover. I had
Sub.
Shopping is truly a pleasure there. It's just different.
Chick-fil-A of grocery stores.
It is. Like right, exactly.
Right.
And I found out about this by accident one day. I walked in there and they got this $5 sushi, and people are like, "Oh my gosh, discount sushi!" It's not the stuff that's been sitting there for a week, y'all. And
yeah, I bet that's hard to sell. Hard to come up with like a selling point for that.
Yeah. Well, I think it's people that already eat the sushi and like sushi, and they just know, hey, on Wednesday you can get twice as much sushi. You know,
is it like 50-cent corn dog day where they don't really advertise it because of how popular it is? I've been to 50-cent corn dog day by accident, and
50-cent corn dog day at Sonic.
Do what?
Is that what you're talking about at Sonic?
Yeah, sorry, my fault. Yeah, so 50-cent corn dog day at Sonic. There's been times where I've rolled up and they have like this very, very small sign somewhere there, and I'm like, "Is it 50-cent corn dog day?" And they're like, like they had just almost gotten away with it.
Yeah,
They're like,
don't make me go
yeah.
back.
I'm like, here's $4. Make it rain.
Oh my gosh! At the fair, I ate a corn dog that's so long it can't even fit in the screen. I got to scoot back. I ate a corn dog. I guarantee you it was 18 inches long. It was a foot and a half long, man. It was delicious, hand dip.
You're pumped about it.
Let me tell you, but the deal with sushi is that it's the very basic rolls. So it's like a California roll, and
exactly.
Yeah, it's none
like
of your
American sushi.
Yeah, it's none of your fancy stuff. Now they do a little bit of the fancier stuff, but it's never there. Or let me rewind.
I would love to know what fancy sushi is in the Goolsby terms.
Well, like stuff that's got some eel on it.
Right, eel. I knew I was gonna go to eel. Anything with eel in it is just foreign.
It's delicious, but it's delicious.
Do
you eat sushi?
So I do the same thing. I eat California roll and call myself a sushi eater.
Yeah, right. I mean, I don't know all the technicalities of it all, but I
don't know eels personally, so I just, I don't feel comfortable.
I do know that. So do you have a routine? I like the yum yum sauce, but I do a little slice of it. I always ask for extra ginger. At Publix, you have to buy a little extra container.
Is it that green stuff?
No, that's the wasabi. That's the stuff that's so hot. The ginger is the pink stuff, the little slivers of stuff.
Inside of the roll?
No, usually no. Sometimes it has ginger inside of it, but it's the little slivers of pink stuff that's on the side usually. If you go to like Rocky or somewhere like that.
Well, I mean, it's $5 sushi day, so I will be there. Pub subs, by the way, lasting unbelievable. What's your favorite?
And so I just get a basic turkey.
Nice.
With lots of vegetables on it.
I cut you off on your sushi thing.
No. I try to stay away from that. Man, my mouth's watering. We're sitting here talking about food, and I haven't had breakfast yet.
Me too.
So the sushi, like I eat a little bit of the hot stuff in the wasabi and some soy sauce, and then the ginger, the little pink slivers of stuff that cleanses your palate and prepares it for the sushi. So it makes the sushi taste better. And so I know some people are like, yeah, the sushi does need help. Well, I mean, I'm not picky when it comes to eating food. If you can see that, you see that.
You're doing that on purpose. You're a strong dude. That is muscle. That's all muscle.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
You need a turtleneck.
Now, if I had a turtleneck, it'd make it just pooch over even more.
All I see is this guy.
That was in the days before the double chin. We'll never go back there again. Even if I lose more weight, this gravity's starting to take over. I got a little goozle, which is appropriate for the Goolsby. A little goozle. A
little goozaloo.
Goozaloo.
Let's hit our first break. Since we've got everybody hungry, they can go grab a snack and eat. I don't know. Do you eat sushi for breakfast though? Is that a breakfast
thing? Good. Well, it's 10:30, so 10:15. So yeah.
It's sushi time somewhere, ain't it?
Get 2 boxes while you're out there, man. 1 box won't do you, so you get $10 worth of sushi.
Exactly. When we come back, do you want to show the people some Jeff Fisher?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. So when we come back, we're going to show you we're doing a new show with John Dwyer and Joe King called The Second Cup of Joe and John. And we have been doing, they have done 17 episodes of podcasts, but we've recently been filming it. And what we're going to do is show you a clip of that film that we got with Jeff Fisher. And it's over StreamYard. So he wasn't in studio. So it's a little bit, it's not as crisp as this voice sounds right here. You're not going to be able to hear it just like this, but it is good. So we'll be right back with that. Stay tuned.
The high school football season is here, and nobody handles Friday nights better than Main Street Media. Here's Zach Womble with details.
That's the name of the game here at Main Street Media and Main Street Preps. We've been doing this for a long time now, and I think you hit on it. We've got an army of reporters across all of Middle Tennessee. I think there's about 130 schools in the Middle Tennessee area, and we try to cover all of them. We cover about 11, 12 counties at this point. And those Friday night shows, it's we're gonna show that off. We're gonna showcase the talent that we have on the field with reporters across several mid-state games on the weekly basis. So, whether you're in Williamson County, whether you're in Giles County or Murray County or Montgomery or Robertson or anywhere in between, we're going to have you covered from 6 to 11.
Friday Night Live is presented by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, where fans don't let fans drive drunk.
Buddy Allen, it's a tradition. Come on into our store. Buddy Allen, it's a heritage for 40 years and more. What makes a house kind of special? Close friends walking in the door. Flowers blooming in the springtime and little children playing on a Buddy Allen floor.
Hey everyone, I'm John English. This is Keith Wallace, and we would like to welcome you to John English Antique Sports and Cards in Shelbyville, Tennessee. We specialize in graded and ungraded sports and non-sports cards, vintage wax boxes, and unopened cases. We have a large selection of PSA graded cards. We also specialize in old sports collectibles, baseball, football, basketball, golf, and tennis. You can find it all at John English Antique Sports and Cards.
I was looking for a major where I didn't have to do math or science. And when I took, so my sophomore year, I just took a ton of different classes trying to figure out something I liked, and one of them was Journalism 101. And it was like, well, this is great. You get to ask people questions and find out about them and then write about it. What could be better? So that's how I got into it.
For Dustin Timmons and Joey Donnelly, they welcome every opportunity to serve and satisfy their clients. Whether you are looking to build your dream home or renovate your current home, their team will ensure that every client and remodel is unique, luxurious, completed on time, and within budget. Contact them today to set an appointment for a free consultation or to view some of their completed projects by logging on to DonnellyTimmons.com.
Hello and welcome. Oh no, we got a frozen screen for the traffic. Hope everybody's okay. Here we go. Oh, there we go. Now we're back to normal. Hope everybody's doing okay today. It's me and the Jason Gooseby here with you. And I want to talk a minute about our weather. Our weather brought to you by our friends at Roy Meat Service. Whether it be a bologna sandwich, ribs, mac and cheese, or even an RC Cola, you'll be in heaven. Everybody on that staff is so nice and attentive. It's highly, highly recommended by everybody here at Main Street Media. It's your local Nashville meat shop. Even if you're going to barbecue at home, they have meat to go. Me and Jason, we're definitely on the lookout for some friends so we can have a barbecue. We heard they're really fun. So maybe one day we'll get to. As far as your weather for today, if you've been outside, you already know it's freaking amazing out.
Amazing.
The high is 83. The low is a crisp 59. At night, there's no chance of rain until the evening, and it gets up to 5%. But what do we say to 5%? What do we tell them, Goolsby? Yeah.
5% scare me.
But yes,
I'm a tough guy. You know what? Guys in turtlenecks like me and you.
Yeah.
You want to bring that up?
Absolutely.
This tough guy. Does this tough guy look like he's afraid of 5% chance of rain?
I mean, he looks like he's about to go, get a pick six as soon as this picture's done.
Outer high school class of '93, boy, that was a player right there. But on defense, I played nose guard. You
could tell. Is that did you take that from a yearbook? Or is that a plaque? Because that looks like a plaque.
It's a plaque. Actually,
of course it's a plaque.
Somebody as a gift, I don't remember who it was. It's probably written on the back of that still hangs up in my mom and dad's home. Somebody took my picture and the invitation that I sent them to graduation, and they took the invitation and the picture and put it in a little plaque for me and gave it to me as a gift.
Well, how about that, man?
Yeah.
That's fantastic. That's awesome. I won most fashionable in high school. I'm
with a turtleneck like that, a turtleneck and a tash like that. I mean, it's no.
Here's
a tash like that.
Here's the story, really though. So I was up for Wittiest, and in the award, Wittiest was awarded right before fashionable, and the whole entire week before Wittiest, me and my best friend, still my best friend at the time, or still my best friend, Avery Griffin, we were up for it, and we were up for it in 8th grade. He won it in 8th grade, so this whole entire week growing up and going into senior night, we were talking mess to each other, like, you're not funny, like, you're just not funny. I don't know why people think you are. I'm going to win it this year. There's no chance in H that you're going to win. So Wittiest gets called. He wins. And, whole senior class is there with their family. It's a huge deal. And he gets up there in jeans. Wears jeans to the occasion, just to add to it. And he says, better luck next year, Kulik. Now, I wasn't like known school-wide, like, I wasn't like the most popular person in the world, so not a lot of people understood what that meant, but a few people did, and the people that did just cackled. And then the very next award was most fashionable. So I'm walking up the stage, and the only thing I'm thinking in my mind is, I got to be funnier than Avery. I have to be funnier than Avery. And I went up there, Jason, and I bombed. I just rambled, and then I walked off the wrong side of the stage.
Oh, so no, I should not say this. This is funny. Kind of like our president. You just kind of mumbled for a little while.
Exactly. No, like literally, I started a story, and then I could tell that the beginning grabbed everybody's attention. Everybody was like, okay, well, let's see where this goes. And then it was like, now that I have your attention, I apologize.
It's like the dog that caught the car. You got it now. What do I do with it?
Exactly. Let me go the other way. And literally, the guy from the other side of the stage had to be like, hey, it's this way. So I had to walk back across the mic.
Like somebody that's confused after winning an award, and they have to tell them what area of the stage to go off. Hey, exactly. Every comedic genius bombs sometime. Even Dave Chappelle, I'm sure, has bombed at some point.
Thank you for making me feel better. I actually jumped the gun also earlier about our Joe and John, because you said that you had something for us as far as stories go. Or did I put you on the spot? I'm so sorry.
Well, you finished talking about? Do we want to talk about something else? There's the $5 sushi. I think we've milked that for all it's worth.
We could ask the viewers if
ask, are you a sushi eater or not? Because a lot of people are like, ooh, and I'm like, have you ever tried it? And they're like, well, no. And I'm like, gosh, it's not like it's snails or something,
Right.
If sharks can eat raw fish, you can too.
Exactly. We'll see.
Sharks are the greatest predator of the ocean. It's good for them.
This is how shallow I am. I will say that I'm not a sushi eater, but if I was to meet my friends out, or if I had friends to go meet people out, and they were eating sushi, I would eat as much as they would give me. I'd eat off their plate and everything, and I think it's amazing. But I don't think I would ever go by myself or go to a restaurant and say, hey, let's go get sushi.
I crave it every once in a while, and I get to craving that unique flavor of that ginger and the wasabi and the soy, and then but actually, a lot of the sushi is made with, it's got cream cheese in it. A lot of it does, and some of it is made with imitation crab meat, which is loaded with sugar. So, as many of you know, I have been on a weight loss journey the last year,
killing it.
So so some of you going, boy, it ain't working.
No, it is. Look at the guy. You look exactly like your high school football.
Yeah, I do Weight Watchers, and you get points. And the sushi is actually is a lot of points, and I think it's because.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing? The points.
It's the bad thing.
Oh,
you want to eat stuff that's packed with a lot of nutrients and vitamins, but is low calorie, like broccoli and chicken.
So less points, the better.
Your lean protein, yeah. I get 36 points a day, and so if I'm going to go eat sushi, I would eat 2 of them, which they're 9 points a piece, not counting the yum yum sauce. So that would be 18 points, and that's like half my points gone for the day. And so I like to save my points for later in the night because I kind of do some mindless eating.
You get a little snacky?
Get a little snacky. I get bored, dude. I don't even be hungry. Like last night, I had to why am I wanting to eat? I'm not even. And I think it was because there was there was like no sports on last night, and there was nothing,
Right.
Nothing to watch. And the Braves, which I didn't even check the score, they started playing last night at 8:45, and they play on the West Coast, the Giants. And
Yep.
but I upgraded to YouTube TV, and they don't have Bally. I put out there, and I went from Spectrum to YouTube TV, which to me was a great move for what you get, and lower in price.
You can download the MSM TV app on Roku now.
Okay, I can. Okay, cool.
It doesn't show Major League Baseball, but you could.
Yeah. Well, the only thing about YouTube TV, it's loaded with sports, man. I mean, it's loaded with sports, which is great during college football season, which is the only time that is the most time that I really watch.
You like that better than NFL?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What's your reason? What's your? I feel like everybody's got a solid or like a reason.
Well, I'm going to anger the masses, and there'll be a lynch mob forming at my door with fire. Torture.
They're already here, Jason. I've had to hold them back for like literally this whole time. Just 1 second.
I'm the evil monster.
All right, come on in.
I was born and raised in Alabama, so I'm an Alabama fan, and we did not have anybody really close to us to root for. Atlanta is only about 2.5 hours away from where I grew up, but the Falcons were just really bad back then, and they're bad again now. But they went through this thing, there for a few years when they played in the Super Bowl and gave up the biggest margin of victory to Tom Brady.
27, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a bunch. And one of my Facebook friends, who's a Falcons fan, had got on there and started crowing. Y'all said they couldn't do it, and none of that. And I said, man, you may have spoken too soon. And then Brady started that comeback. And I'm sitting there on Facebook going, oh my gosh, Nate, what's happening? And he was so mad. He was like, you hit a man when he's down. I don't know why you hate the Falcons so much.
It's like, how did Tom Brady see that Facebook post while he was playing? That he should not be able to have his phone while he's playing.
The GOAT needed Goolsby. The GOAT needed Goolsby. Hey, have you seen the documentary on Fox Sports about his jersey that was stolen and the guy that stole it down in Mexico and the whole effort to get it back?
Tom Brady?
So, yeah, two of Tom Brady's Super Bowl jerseys were stolen. And I remember seeing something about it. Well, what it come to find out, what it was, there was this reporter, a journalist, kind of like us.
Yeah.
Of this big newspaper in Mexico.
Had zero turtlenecks.
And he's down. Well, this guy's down in Mexico City, so he did not need the guy. The unsub. Use some fancy terminology there.
I don't know that one.
Unsub. You never watched CSI? That's the unsub, and I can't remember what it means. It's the suspect.
Oh, so okay, gotcha.
The perp. There's another word for the perp.
Gotcha.
Not the perv. The perp.
for the color purple. Got it.
Yeah. So this guy was a reporter down at this big newspaper in Mexico City, a huge newspaper, and he was like the editor or whatever. And so each year he was a huge NFL fan, which is kind of surprising that, in Mexico, you usually think of sports, but this guy was he was a fanboy. He had all these pictures and memorabilia and all this stuff of NFL players. And he would use his press credentials to get into the Super Bowl. And then they got all the security cameras where he is beside Tom Brady on the field and he's back behind the podium. And he wouldn't admit. So the FBI got involved. And
so he wasn't, though. He didn't earn those credentials. He just faked them?
No, they were his because he was a legitimate journalist. He was like the editor of this big newspaper. He was high up.
I see.
And one of his reporters said that, it was understood when I first started work there that when it came time for a Super Bowl, the sports writers, you're not using our press credentials to go to the Super Bowl. I am. The guy, Martin guy.
Right.
His name was Martin. And he would use the press credentials, and it shows him, he's on the field like beside Tom Brady and getting a selfie with Gronk. And then it shows him leave during the celebration. And he wouldn't explain. But it got stole. He went into the locker room, man, and stole it off Brady's shoulder pads, dude. And he had two of them. I think he did it twice. And not only that, he stole Von Miller's helmet from the year that the Broncos won the Super Bowl.
This guy.
And that's what kind of tipped people off. There was a memorabilia part of I came in late during the documentary, but part of the documentary was this memorabilia owner, like I just mentioned that I really like old sports cards and stuff.
Right.
The commercial that we just ran for that over in Shelbyville. I'd like to go down there sometime.
Yeah, me too, actually.
So this memorabilia owner, he said that this guy came in and said, "I have Von Miller's Super Bowl helmet," and he was thinking, "How do you get Von Miller's?" And they did have the footage of that, dude. He
taking it.
Yeah, he put it in his bag and just walked out. And you don't get checked going out.
I bet it was just so easy the first time. Like the first time he did it, he just was like, I guess no one's gonna say anything. And so the next couple times he was just like, we got to do this. Which I can't. Obviously, I'm not a thief. I wouldn't do that. But if I saw if my favorite player ever to touch a football was Brett Favre. If I saw a Brett Favre jersey just chilling there while he's drinking champagne out of whatever they do in the locker room when they win the Super Bowl, I might try it on.
Yeah. This is mine. I wore this in.
It's like, I don't know if it's like, no, it's not Brett's. We just have one that looks very similar.
So the FBI got involved and they went down there to Mexico and they got the guy. They got the jersey back. The guy got fired from his job. He did not get prosecuted. They just sort of like let it lay. He didn't get, but he did this interview with the people who made the documentary on Fox Sports South, and it was really well. He was very, very humble, and very quiet, almost to the point. May have come off a little creepy,
I thought you were about to say that he deserved them.
No, he was almost like a shout out for Dr. Pepper there. They get a
hey, no free ads.
Yeah, product placement.
Right.
So he
crazy.
He was kind of it was almost kind of a little creepy how apologetic he was, like he might be putting on a little bit. Mm-hmm. But anyways.
I mean, do they care? Do the other people care?
Yeah.
Like Vaughn and Tom?
No, he actually sat down and they recorded him talking to the camera like he was talking to Tom Brady. The guy said, the interviewer said, "Hey, if you could talk to Tom Brady right now, what would you say?" And then they played that and they videotaped Tom Brady and his reaction as he watched the guy apologize. This guy was he goes, "I am so sorry. I'm just a big fan and I got caught up in the moment." And he got caught up in the moment like twice because I think he stole him twice in Von Miller's helmet. But he said he let his fandom overcome him. And then he did at the end, he did this thing where he goes, "You have made so many millions of people happy with your football playing skills, and may God bless you, and you keep playing for many more years." But it was like, I felt a little something. I had a little feeling there. He was like, he dug deep. Poignant. So you need to go on and
I gotta watch that.
You got to go on and watch that.
No, seriously, off camera, you got to tell me which one that is, because I would love to see that.
And the FBI also just kind of wondered a little bit. The FBI got involved with Tom Brady's jersey. Like, do we not have
other things
to do? That tells you
right.
The power of Tom Brady. That is the power of Tom Brady. I mean, who other quarterback? I'm a Brady fan. I don't know about you. I like Tom Brady.
Oh, of course. I mean, how could you not respect the guy? He loses a shirt. I bet it's an FBI problem. It doesn't have to be a jersey. He probably just checked his closet and was like, "Hey guys, direct line. I'm missing size large."
So you mentioned that they actually had video footage when he came back into the locker room, and they had a clip where he turns around to the guy and he goes, "Hey man, have you seen my jersey?" And the guy goes, "Maybe you left it Sunset." And he goes, "No, man, I brought it in here. It was here." And it was weird.
$199.
So one time at 3rd and Lindsley, I snuck backstage to the green room after a songwriter event, and nobody was standing at the roped area. And I snuck back there and talked to Robert Earl Keen, who is a Texas artist that I really admire and love his music. And I felt like I was robbing a bank. You know, I mean, I did. I felt like I'm not supposed to be here. I'm not supposed to be here. And I just stepped over the rope and just went on back there. And
good way to be. Good way to be, though.
And I was just like, you know what? If somebody says something to me, I'll say, "Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know I couldn't come back here. I didn't know that rope, that cordon, or whatever it's called, the little movie line rope, whatever that's called, cordon or whatever.
Velvet.
The velvet, you know."
Velvet rope.
I didn't know that meant I couldn't come back here. I already had figured out what I was going to say, but I got his autograph, Robert King's autograph, on a business card, and it stays in my wallet. Only thing I had was a business card of mine. And so, can you imagine how this guy felt? He's stealing Tom Brady's jersey. I mean, the FBI came after him.
I mean, imagine if he would have got it signed too right before. But let's hit a break. We got our man Jason Michaels, the man, the myth, the legend, to blow our mind.
Sorry, Mr. Magic Man.
No, it just gave us more time for us to be able to have our brains not scrambled. Because on the way back, they are going to be scrambled. So we got Jason Michaels, magician, man, myth, legend, coming up after this. Stay tuned. We'll see you in a second.
See ya.
This is Eric Berner with Rockcastle Wealth Advisors. I help people in the pursuit of making their money live as long as they do. People hire me because I use a customized, individualized, and personal approach for the person I'm working with. Everyone's situation is different. If you've lost a spouse or a parent and want to make sure your inheritance is utilized and does not just disappear, I can help with that. Call me at 615-235-1058 or email eric@rockcastlewealth.com.
When you're thinking about golf, consider Riverside Golf Links. Under new ownership, the course has improved dramatically. It's now 27 holes, complemented by a 9-hole executive course. Book a tee time now at 615-847-5074 and get ready to enjoy the beauty of golf in the Old Hickory area at Riverside Golf Links.
This is attorney Bart Durham, and this is me. I'm Aaliyah. Keeping in good physical condition is really important to me. But when I had a wreck with a tractor trailer truck that hurt my legs so bad I couldn't work for almost a year, I knew I needed a lawyer that understood tractor trailer cases. So I called Bart. Bart gets millions of dollars for his clients every year.
At Bart Durham Injury Law, we've handled hundreds of tractor trailer cases.
My dad and I want to help. Give us a call at 615-242-9000.
Oh, it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
It absolutely is. It is a beautiful day, and it is a beautiful day to get our mind blown. Are you ready, Jason, to do so?
Ready. I am so easily impressed.
What is up? Jason Michaels, the other Jason. How's it going, man?
Good. How are you guys doing this morning?
Doing well, man. Doing well.
I'm excited about this.
Excellent.
Excited.
Okay, good. I'm excited too. I was over the weekend. I was at a magic convention. Can you believe the magicians get together? We get together to compare notes, and I had the opportunity to do a lecture for magicians, and it was really fun to get to share the stuff that I do with other magicians who might be interested in learning the stuff that I've created over the years. So, but what's cool about this, that was amazing, and that was super fun, and it was a blast. But this weekend, I'm back in Nashville, and so I'm performing my show, and so I thought it would be fun to do a little magic with you guys, get you involved,
love that.
Participate.
Yes, absolutely.
So, here, let me ask you this. A question for both of you. Have you guys ever heard of something called sympathetic magic? Have you ever heard this phrase before?
I've heard that first word a lot, but not them grouped together like that.
Okay. So sympathetic magic is the idea. Okay, you know what? Okay, hold on. I bet you've heard of this. Voodoo.
Yes.
Okay. All right. That was immediate. There was like okay. So obviously I'm a trickster magician. You know, the phrase magic trick, there's a trick involved. There's like a secret and dexterity and all that type of stuff. I do no type, I never even dabbled in anything beyond that. But the idea of voodoo is like the perfect example of this thing called sympathetic magic. And the whole idea behind sympathetic magic is that you can take an object and it can represent something else. And whatever you do to the object somehow manifests itself to the thing that it represents. Are you on the same page with me? Obviously,
like a voodoo doll.
Yes, like a voodoo doll. Exactly. That would be an example of sympathetic magic. I have a deck of cards here, and we're going to do a little demonstration of trickster sympathetic magic. Not, nothing, no dark forces are at play here. But here's what we'll do. I tell you what, Jason, you've never performed magic with me on there before, so let's have you help me out. Here's what I'm going to do. Okay. I'm going to show you the tabletop so you can see the cards that are in my hand. What's going to happen is I'm going to let the cards in my hand one at a time spring off my thumb. It'll look like so you'll be able to see the cards spring off my thumb. When you feel like it, your job will be to tell me to stop, and then we'll take a look at the card that you stopped me on. Well, actually, we'll just take a card out of the deck that you stopped me on. All right? All right, here we go.
Stop.
To stop, right there underneath the 4 of diamonds, I will place this card on the table. Now, I mentioned the idea of sympathetic magic. One object somehow is connected to another object. In a deck of cards, there are red cards and there are black cards. So for instance, like this is the card that was underneath the 4 of diamonds. The 4 of diamonds, the mate to the 4 of diamonds would be the other red 4, the 4 of hearts. So what's going to happen is this card that we laid on the table, the card that you stopped me on, in a moment, I'm going to turn it over. The moment that I turn it over is the moment that the sympathetic magic is going to begin. All right, so let me show you the tabletop. All right, let's see what we ended up with. Oh, okay, another 4. Okay, 4 of spades. Now, I told you that the moment that I turned it over is the moment that the magic would begin. And it is, because in the pack, one card turns face up. It's not just any card. It is the 4 of clubs, the mate to the card that you decided on. All right, so here's the deal. Let's take this a step further. If we were doing an actual like voodoo, if we had a voodoo doll, the idea there is that you do things to the doll. All right, so I don't know what you guys want to do to the 4 of spades here, but we'll do something to it. What sounds good?
Rip it in half.
Okay, all right, so we'll rip it. I tell you what, all right, since we've got the card here on the tabletop, I'll rip it. I'm going to rip off part of the what identifies the card. So I'm going to rip the corner off like so. So just like so, I have now ripped the corner of the 4 of spades off. And what's interesting about this is that the moment that I ripped the 4 of spades corner off.
No.
Check it. Look.
Okay.
Look.
No.
The 4 of clubs, the corner
What's it?
is ripped off. It is, in fact, the 4 of clubs. It has the corner ripped off. You can see it. It looks exactly like the 4 of spades. Now, we can do something. We can do more to the 4 of spades. Any other ideas? Actually, okay, I'll give you an idea. I kind of had this idea. That's why I brought a lighter with me.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, right.
All right, check this out. We're going to burn the 4. And if I go just like this, and I put a little burn, if we singe it, I'm coming to you so you can see. We have a little singe mark on the back of the 4 now, the 4 of spades. And check this out. What's fascinating about this is if we turn the cards over and show them to you face up, the 4 is still turned face down, but now the back of the 4 is singed. Just like on the 4 of spades, the 4 of clubs is also singed, torn in half, burned on the back, turned face up. That is a little example of sympathetic magic right here this morning for you guys.
Wow.
I thought the 4 was going to appear in my mouth or something.
So
that would be a heck of a trick now, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So I don't know about you, Justin, but anytime I watch a magician, I'm always like watching their hands, watching for sleight, watching for how they trying to make me look over here while they do something else. And
Yeah. No. Yeah. How did you have any luck there?
no, I did not. So,
exactly.
Hey, so I have a question, Jason.
Sure.
So, how does one become a full-time magician? Like, what did you do? And then I guess, how did you say, hey, I'm making enough money, I can support myself and a family? How did that work? I'm curious about people's journey.
Yeah, so the way that worked for me was first I just magic was a hobby. I stepped into a magic shop one day, and this magician that owned the shop blew my mind. I'd never seen anything like it. And I started doing it for fun. I started off just learning a few card tricks, and then I got into slightly bigger stuff. And I was just doing it for years, just as a passion, just something I loved to study and loved to perform. And then when I got done with college, I said, you know what, I want to try to do this. And so the thing that I did is I started off working in restaurants. And what would happen is like someone would come in, they would sit down at the restaurant, they would get their menu, they'd order their meal. And then, there's like a 12 to 20 minute long wait for your food after you order the food. And so what I did for that restaurant was I would walk up to the table and I would introduce myself, and I would say, hey, now my name's Jason. I'm here to entertain you guys tonight while you're waiting for your food to show up. And I would spend like somewhere between 5 and 10 minutes with them. And I'd perform magic for them right there at their table so that there is like a distraction happening. So basically what happened is they ordered their food, they got entertained, and then their food showed up, and it felt like they never had to wait for their food at all. And that's how it started for me. The restaurant would pay me to come in and entertain. And then from there, little by little, I started doing bigger shows on bigger stages. And the hardest part about doing it as a profession was learning the business behind it, because nobody who's a magician gets into magic because they think, oh, hey, here's a great business idea. Everybody that gets into magic because we love it. And I had to learn sales and marketing and all that type of stuff.
So is magic like other types of, I guess, arts in that, so I write songs. I'm a hobby songwriter.
Yeah.
And so you learn some of the basics. And then when you learn some of the basics, it's kind of like riding a bicycle. You learn how to ride the bicycle, and then you start learning to put your own touch on maybe some tricks or whatever you do. And then with songwriting, you learn some of the basics, and then you start putting, like my thing with writing the songs, I love alliteration and being clever with words and things like that. So is the same thing with magic, like you learn some basic and you learn some of the basics, and then you start putting the Jason Michaels touch on some tricks? Or
absolutely, yeah. So what I do, what I like to perform when I'm in when I'm in interactive situations with like small groups of people, I love to do something called sleight of hand with playing cards. Now, let me just a lot of people have heard the phrase sleight of hand, but what they don't understand what sleight of hand is it is simply a series of techniques that magicians have developed over the last 100 years. And they're techniques that allow you to manipulate things like a deck of cards or like some coins or something like that. Yes. And what happens is you learn a set of foundational sleight of hand techniques. And then once you understand the foundations, then you're able to start creating your own things. So, just things like being able to manipulate the cards in such a way so that it never looks like I did anything. But like, for instance, maybe I was able to easily find the card that you put in the deck or something like that by using these techniques. So the answer is, once you understand the techniques of sleight of hand, you can really go deep into it, and you can certainly incorporate your own style. No question.
Yeah, and I think the mark of a true professional, Jason, whether it's a magician or a golfer or somebody that is, they make it look easy. And
Right. Right.
I'm sure you put hours and hours and hours of practice in a room by yourself before you got in front of audiences and amazed them.
Yeah, there's no question. And the thing is, you perform these tricks. When you're first starting off, you perform it for anybody you can. Your friends see the same trick 100 times, before anybody else sees it, and they're like, "Okay, we've seen this trick. We know the trick." So,
a question for you about so you went to a convention where you said you collabed with some magicians. Is it sort of kind of piggybacking off of showing people new stuff and trying out new material? Do you look forward to those type of conventions / get-togethers to really test out your material, or when you get a trick down yourself, are you like this? I already know this is going to kill it.
Yeah, it's a little bit of both, because with magicians, so when let's say you come see my show, well, you're not a magician, and so you're going to watch my show with the point of view of most everybody in the world. They've never seen anything like this. They're having this experience, and it's fun, and hopefully it's amazing. But if a magician sees my show or sees my material, like when I was at the convention, I was performing for the group, so they're seeing me do the stuff that is my style. Well, they might understand how the trick itself technically works, because they might be able to identify some of the sleight of hand techniques that I'm using. They might go, okay, it may be thinking in their head, okay, he did this and then he did that. But what magicians are fascinated by is how other professionals, people who do this for a full-time living, what is their style? What do they do different than another magician who might do a similar type of a trick? Voodoo, the idea of doing a trick about voodoo, the subject of voodoo, that's a subject that magicians have pursued before. But, what one guy might talk about voodoo and what another guy might talk about it, the trick might be wildly different.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, it's kind of like different styles of like NBA players or NFL players. They all are athletes, but they all play differently.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. And and it's all based around the stuff that you're interested in. What a sleight of hand magician would show other magicians is way different than what a mentalist would show other magicians. And there's a lot of different. It's like a tree with a lot of different branches as far as the world of magic.
So last question.
Yep.
If somebody is watching, maybe a younger person that is interested in, maybe interesting, maybe just learning about a little bit about magic. I mean, what would you recommend them do? They get on YouTube? Do they follow you on Instagram? What do they do to take those first steps to see if it's something they like?
So what I always say is, there's a lot. What's cool about technology nowadays is that you can learn magic tricks online. There are all sorts of stuff, people who teach things online. But I always tell people, and I think the best way to learn magic is actually in person, because what happens when you're learning it online is you might, as opposed to in person, when there's a person there and you're doing something that you saw, if that person already understands what you're doing, they can give you like little tiny finesses. Like, okay, you're holding the cards wrong. You need to hold them like this. And so there's actually there's a group called the Nashville Magic Club. They're part of the International Brotherhood of Magicians, which is a worldwide it's a worldwide association. And the Nashville Magic Club has been around for like 75, 80 years, a really long time. And they meet every single month here in town. So I would look up the Nashville Magic Club, and then I would just come out to a meeting, because the meetings are open to the public. They're open to anybody who's interested in learning magic. You don't have to be a full-time professional. You don't even have to be able to do a trick. You just have to love the idea of magic and be interested in wanting to learn more.
Well, man, that is awesome. Thank you so much for. I think really you're the first actual magician I've ever taught. Actually,
oh, that's awesome.
So I appreciate you sharing a little bit of your time with us and some of your knowledge.
Yeah, once again, Jason, thank you so much for coming on, man. We look forward to it every single week. And again,
well, thanks for having me, and we'll see you guys next time.
See you, Jason. Thanks.
And that's a big old head to get blown.
I know it. But you know what?
Bigger when I do this.
You know who used to blow up some heads?
On that gridiron, man, on Friday nights, baby.
Knocking heads.
Playing for those mighty Eider Hornets, went 2-8 in 1992. And you know what? that was better because in '91 we went 0-10. So
my senior year, I played football 1 year, my 8th grade year. They didn't make any cuts. That's the only reason I made the team. And I never started. And every time I went in, I played defense, and it was for kneel down. And I never knew it was a kneel down. So I gave 110 when they snapped it. And the O lineman, it was on the defensive line.
Oh, you were on the defensive line
for about 0.5 seconds because they'd say hut and I'd give it all I got. And then literally this O lineman that's been playing all 4 quarters is looking at me like, bro, it's over.
You're that kid that comes flying in on top of the kneeling quarterback. You come flying in. Oh, you got the clean white jersey that doesn't have any dirt on it at all.
Absolutely. I'm Rudy's backup.
And then you watch the video over and over and over again, like that night. Like, look how good you did, Dad.
Exactly. You see me run on the field when it wasn't before or after the game? No, we did senior night, or not senior night. It was 8th grade year, and my parents came out and they honored the 8th graders.
Yeah.
And we had to stand. We were standing at the 50-yard line. My dad leans over, whispers, and goes, "This is the first time you've ever been here, huh?"
Oh, that was mean.
During senior night, I'm being honored.
Who
he says this.
Who needs enemies with a dad like that? Gosh, who needs critics?
Exactly. Yeah, he went to go get some milk about 12 years ago. He's on the way back though.
Yeah. Oh man. All right. Well, man,
good show, man. That was fun. That was a good time.
Yeah, it's fun. You want to do it again tomorrow?
Yeah, let's run it back. Actually, hold on. I want to end the show with you saying one really cool hip thing. Can you do that?
With me saying one really cool hip thing?
Yeah, like just something like. I mean, I don't want to give you an example. Say you'll take from me. So.
Oh gosh, you put me on the spot. You didn't have anything in mind.
You're the coolest dude in the world, so you got to do it.
Oh man, gosh.
I gotta let you know though. Every second that ticks, it's getting less cool.
I don't have any really cool things except for I got one.
Okay.
I say this all the time to my kids. I got this from an inspirational speaker. Today, let's be a faucet and not a drain. Let's be a faucet and not a drain. Pour into people instead of sucking out.
There you go. That's perfect. Yeah. That was very cool, informational, and fantastic.
Yeah.
Right. Mine's. I'm gonna do mine tomorrow.
All right. Do yours tomorrow after you've had 24 hours to think about it. Yeah.
No, it'll be on the spot. It'll be organic. But all right.
All right.
Thank you, Jason, and thank you all for watching. I know to the millions of followers and watchers, tune in tomorrow because we're gonna do the same dang thing. I'll see y'all.
All right. Bye-bye.